Hey guys, it's Lunge Attack, and today I want to talk about yet another area in Silksong. This area is called the Deep Docks. We don't know where this area is progression-wise, but many people think it is an early game area near the Moss Grotto. We also know lots about this area, so I won't discuss small things like every room. I also will not talk about footage from the reveal trailer that looks somewhat like this area, as we don't see any buildings here, and we don't know if this is actually part of the Deep Docks. I'll play some footage of the area in the background of this video. This area has been described by Team Parry as a groaning structure atop and within a lake of lava. Hornet starts at a bench here with a door to the right blocked. These doors appear a lot here and probably just exist to block off unfinished areas. In this part of the demo, Hornet can presumably use a tool to shoot 10 throwing knives, but then has to sit at a bench and pay shell shards to replenish her stock. She can also dash and run in this part of the demo. These are probably acquired somewhere between the grotto and the Deep Docks. In this area, there are small containers on the ground in places that when hit, scatter a few hot coals around. Sometimes the coals britter and will explode after about a second. This explosion can hurt Hornet for a massive damage, so you have to be careful around these. There are also elevators here, like in the original game, that can move Hornet up and down. The first enemy found in this area is the mascot of the amazing Deep Dock Proletarian, and has a tan body with a bell on its head, with a hole in it for vision and a small pitchfork. When Hornet gets near it, it attempts to stab her and moves slightly forward while doing this. The bell on its head protects it from any attacks from above. The second enemy found here looks like a flying version of the bell-headed one, but without a pitchfork. When it sees Hornet, it goes towards her, then throws one of those exploding rocks, then backs up when she is near. The third enemy is a short, plump bug with a white head and small horns. It also has a small shield. It can charge forward with the shield in front of it, and jump with the shield above it while going up, and the shield below it while going down. It can't be hit on the side where the shield is when it's doing these attacks. The fourth enemy, seen only once here, is a small black bug with a skull on its head that disguises itself as a skull lying on the ground, but pops out and starts walking slowly towards Hornet when she gets near. It doesn't take knockback and has more health than the other enemies here. The last enemy is a simple flying one that goes towards Hornet whenever it sees her. This enemy can also be seen in the Moss Grotto, which I have discussed in another video. There are some rosaries on 2 strings early on in the area, and in the room after, there is 1 rosary string in this area where you can put these rosaries on. This is found at the top of a big vertical room guarded by a walking bellhead. Also, the first flea seen so far is here after a platforming challenge. The challenge has 2 floors of platforms with lava periodically flowing down between them, so you have to time your jumps correctly to get through them. The fleas appear to be the grubs of this game, and I will maybe discuss them in another video. After Hornet does everything in this portion, she will go further and find a bench soon after. Close to this bench is a silk spool which functions like the soul totems in Hollow Knight. Hornet can attack it 3 times to get full silk with an unupgraded silk meter. After this spool, there is a small room with a lore tablet. The first enemy ambush, like in the original Hollow Knight we have seen, is here too. When you go in the room, all exits close and a flying and walking bellhead come out. When both of these are killed, a shield enemy comes out. Next wave, 2 flying bellheads come out, and after this, a shield enemy and a flying bellhead appear. The last wave, a shield enemy and a walking bellhead come out, and when one of these are killed, a flying bellhead appears. When all these enemies are dead, the door you came through opens back up, and a door to the right and a door up are unlocked. In the room to the right, there is a ledge you have to jump to with lava in between. To get across this, you can run then jump to it, or jump then dash and grab the ledge. On this ledge is the first mask shard we have seen. When 4 of these are found, it gives Hornet another mask of health. If you go through the door on the ceiling, then you can hit a lever and open a door leading to the previous bench. If you go to the right, we can see 2 NPCs called the Forge Daughter and her assistant Ballo. When Hornet talks to Ballo, he just tells her to talk to the boss, who is Forge Daughter. If Hornet attacks him, he will ring and shake but take no damage. Forge Daughter will laugh when this happens. When Hornet talks to Forge Daughter, she says that if Hornet gives her the materials and some compensation for her time, probably rosaries, she can craft Hornet new tools for her to use. At the bottom left part of the deep docks, there's a long, thin vertical room with some enemies in it. At the bottom of this room, there's a dead flying bellhead that gives the dock key when inspected. In the middle of this room to the right, there's a door Hornet can go through. This leads into a huge room with hot coals on the ground. If Hornet stays in the same place on these coals for too long, she will start flashing orange and then take damage. She can jump or move to cancel this. At the far bottom right of this room is the only shell shard cache we know of in this area. There are big buckets with these hot coals suspended in the air here, which can be used as platforms. There are 2 flying bellheads in this room, and when Hornet jumps across these platforms to the right of the room, there is a lever she can hit. Once hit, this lever rearranges the height of the platforms and leads Hornet to the top left of the room, where the second and last known mask shard of this area is found. Hornet starts this part of the demo with already 2 mask shards, so when she collects both of them, she gets an added permanent mask, which will be useful in the last part of this area. Hornet can take the dock key to a room before the bench in this part of the deep docks and insert it in a lock, which opens a door below it. Through this door is a platform on lava with 2 pools of it on the side. At the end of this platform is a boss named Lace. She is mainly white in color with some black on her face and horns that curve downward. When first encountered, she is seen waving a gilded pin in front of some moths of sort, or possibly butterflies. When Hornet comes near, she turns to her and says she can help her by killing her right there and then, so she doesn't have to suffer any further. Hornet tells her to prove this in battle, and the fight with her begins. The first attack she can do is a Lunge Attack. When using this attack, Lace dashes across a little more than half the arena with her pin pointed in front of her. The next attack she can do is a double slash. When using this attack, she will slash twice, with each cut making a large arc even above her head. Each one of these slashes moves her forward a bit. Another attack she can do is a jumping lunge. When using this attack, Lace will jump in the air towards Hornet at a 45-degree angle, and while going up will slash almost a full circle around her, and when she reaches the top, she will either lunge left or right based on where Hornet is at a 45-degree angle with her pin in front of her. The next attack Lace can do is a parry. When using this attack, Lace will hold her pin in front of her for about a second. If Hornet hits Lace while she is doing this, Lace will take no damage and will move a slight bit forward and then retaliate with a flurry of jabs from her pin. If Hornet gets hit by this, she will take an initial mask of damage and then get caught in the flurry and take another when she finishes and does a small swipe with her pin. If Hornet triggers this but then dodges it, Lace will still do the flurry of jabs, but for a shorter amount of time. Another attack she can do is a small finishing attack. Lace will do a small swipe with her pin sometimes after finishing another attack and then continue to fight like normal. This attack can block in incoming projectiles. The next attack she can do is a movement attack. When using this attack, Lace will step forward and do a low flick with her pin. Sometimes she will chain this attack together to get across the arena quickly. Lace can also sometimes back away quickly to get away from Hornet if needed. The last attack that Lace can do is a Whirlwind Attack. She will only do this attack when she has reached a certain health percentage, which is unknown at this time. When using this attack, she will stand in one place, charging up energy for about a second as a point in the air somewhere in the arena glows. After this second, she will dash around in the air around where that point is for another second, then slam down into the floor below where the original glowing point was. If Hornet gets caught in the flurry of attacks Lace does in the air, she will take a mask of damage and then get stuck and get slammed into the floor at the end, taking another mask of damage. When Lace takes enough damage, she will fall over and hunch over a few seconds and then jump away from the arena, ending the fight. The door on the left opens and one on the right opens too. To the right, there's a long corridor with a door at the end. Through this is a huge bell covered in many strings of silk. Hornet can hit it to get the string off, and on the 4th hit, all the string falls off. When this is done, a lever will rise up out of the ground below the bell. If hit, something will wind up the bell and then release it, with the bell ringing 4 times. Each time the bell rings, a purple seal of binding will appear. The first 3 times it covers the bell, and at the final ring it will cover the whole room. When this is done, the lever will go back into the ground and be replaced by a bench. And this is everything we know about the deep docks right now. And I hope you liked the video, and I'll be uploading more soon. Bye.